G3CB Business Spotlight, brought to you by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong.
I'm Rosemary Goder, co-founder of Systematic Edge, and today I'm the host for this episode of the Greater China Canadian Community, or G3CB, Business Spotlight, brought to you by the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong. And today I'm here speaking to Michael Foss, CEO of Pan Asia Solutions. So Michael, can you please tell us a little about your business?
We specialize primarily in product development and manufacturing, from concept to consumer, with a focus on consumer electronics and household goods destined for both e-commerce as well as bricks and mortar stores in North America and Europe. We have experience working with startups and SMEs as well as large brands to either provide completed products, core components, or core technologies behind the scenes for any of the variety of projects we have taken on since we started out in business back in 2002. From components to coatings, from molds and sub-assemblies to fully packaged product, we have handled projects all over China to help our clients and partners land their products on shelves and websites throughout North America and Europe. Recently, we have embarked on a company-wide shift to focus on building our own brand presence on Amazon and other e-commerce platforms as well throughout the United States and Europe to leverage our know-how and abilities in bringing new and innovative products to market.
So Michael, what motivated you to start Pan Asia Solutions?
Well, I originally thought to start the company after I'd been over here for a few years. I originally came to Taiwan in 1998, and I had learned some Chinese, learned how to read and write a little bit, and had enough of an understanding to see what could kind of go wrong that I offered my services to my family who were running a distributorship back in Canada. And after working with them for a while, I realized there was probably going to be a greater need for what we were going to do. And just through the course of our business, I started to meet more companies and potential partners. I also realized that China was and is going to continue to be the hub of global manufacturing. And I realized that the issues I had been experiencing or that my family business had been experiencing would continue. The larger the business got or the more business that was done. And I really wanted to be able to mitigate risk for my partners, for the people that work with us, as well as learn to make better products. I always found that people thought cheap products come out of China or Taiwan, but then again, I also saw very large companies being able to make really, really good products. So I really thought that there's more to it than just that, and I wanted to participate in that.
So Michael, it sounds like you've built a business that can really help other businesses looking for manufacturing partners in China. But what do you believe sets you apart from your competition?
I think what sets Pan Asia apart from its competition is its ability to see the larger picture as a bicultural entity operating in the East but run by a Canadian. The company and myself are able to use our understanding of the requirements of the Western market as well as understand the practicalities of getting that done in the Chinese environment here. So I think that's very important. It allows us to work with all types of commerce, from small to large companies, from small to large factories. You can't take a one-size-fits-all approach over here and be successful.
Your extensive market experience in China, along with your tailor-made solutions, seem to really set you apart from your competition. But through this difficult COVID crisis, many companies have been adversely impacted. So what have you been able to do that has positively impacted the success of your business despite the COVID crisis?
The COVID crisis directly affected our company in two ways. The first way was the need for us to become a on-the-spot supplier of PPE. And we had many partners overseas and many channels that were in need of PPE. And at the height of the crisis, I'm proud to say we were able to provide over 4 million masks to our partners throughout the United States and Canada. We were able to compress a sourcing and a vendor qualification process that normally would take us probably 6 to 9 months, I would estimate in normal times, down to a matter of 2 weeks. And we were also able to successfully negotiate the changing rules, almost the changing sands, if you will, of the China customs regime that seemed to be updating itself almost weekly. And so that's something that affected us, and I think it affected us in a positive way by tightening up our ability to do things in a very high pressure, high stress situation. There were a lot of sleepless nights, I'll tell you. And the second thing that we have seen that's been an impact on our business, and I would have to say this one is a positive for sure, is a significant expansion in our sales on the online platforms, especially Amazon, to which we had started to look as a new strategy in 2019 to grow our own brand products.
Thanks for sharing that, Michael. So one last question for you. In order to support the G3CB business community, what advice would you give them from your own decades of experience growing your business?
Well, if I was to give advice to anyone looking to follow in my footsteps, not that I'm sure that's something you want to do, I would, number one, say persistence. You have to be persistent. No matter the headwinds you face, you just have to keep, at it. You just have to keep trying, and you just have to keep going. The second thing I would say that's important, the second piece of advice I'd give is understanding, especially if you're going to be working in a culture that's not your own. You have to be understanding that the people you're talking with or the people you're working with are not necessarily coming at the problem you're facing from the same point of view that you are. The third thing I'd say is adaptability. You need to be able to adapt to your circumstances, and you need to be flexible.
Michael, thank you so much for your insights and advice about what has made your business successful. We've really enjoyed having you on this episode of the G3CB Business Spotlight and wish your business all the success going forward. These podcasts are made to spotlight and support our amazing Canadian connected business community operating from Canada to Greater China. If you know a Canadian connected business that you think should be spotlighted, please contact the Canadian Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong. And so thank you to everyone who has joined us today.